Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes, welcome back to another episode of AnimeSHUN. 1/3 of the squad is back. Myself,
Yes.
Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Ice is back.
I'm back in this bitch.
I saw you getting ready, doing Tai Chi over there, getting your energy right. Yeah.
They tried to write me off the show. I faked my death and talked to the producers, and they let me back on.
He's back.
Yeah, Ice was like,
back.
Ice was like, we're gonna have Keith on. He was like, that's how you're doing me.
That's how it is, Keith.
That's how it is.
Keith, you did an amazing job. I got a couple notes before we go in there, because since I've been gone, some shit has been said. First off, like I said, Keith, amazing job. I'm so glad that y'all told him and talking to the mic, because I was like, I'm not listening to this shit for an hour and a half if Keith is going to be in the next room doing the podcast. But he did a good job. Only got really one note, and that's when it just really made me mad, is when Keith was talking and he was just like, yeah, man, I listen to you guys every week, and, you know, it's good to be on the show and listen to you guys. And then Brendan's like, well, now you get to listen and hear yourself. Like, this ain't no fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, Brendan?
I think Brendan's ego got pumped up because pretty much when Keith was like, he's like, Brendan's my favorite. Keith,
I know.
Brendan's ego was through the roof at that fucking
When
point.
I said, like, and why is Brendan your favorite? Honestly, that was a joke.
Right. And he took it. He's like, no, that's the third question. Like,
Yeah.
no, get the fuck out of here, Brendan.
Yeah.
I was so
I don't
mad.
put blame on Keith for that
No,
one.
not at all.
No, not at all.
He's a great
No.
dude, but Brendan's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's
we know that.
trash ass. And now you get to listen to yourself, kid. Like, who's that fucking Gatorade? Who was that? The commercial where he's like, he gave him his.
I think what it really was.
Oh, he tossed him the jersey.
Tossed him the jersey. Like,
And
get the fuck out of here.
And Brendan's not here. He's in Peru right now doing tapes and stuff. But the reason why that was so silly, we'll get to the anime right now in a second, but was that, like, Keith is cool with all of it. Like, Keith is cool. Keith was like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like, and then Brendan met Keith the day before. So it's not like, you know, this is like Keith coming down. And I guess we're looking at it like, yo, we're not, I don't look at fame as that. I don't think this podcast is famous yet, but fans might look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? But Brendan feels that way for sure. Brendan feels like, yes, bitch. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel, but I'm famous, bitch.
Him and that fuck ass.
So go ahead. Let's knock this off. We got a new anime we're starting this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so we're looking at Kuroko's basketball.
Kuroko.
I was the basketball in which Kuroko plays.
Yeah, that's they put in the back there. very properly worded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a fan choice. Honestly, this is the one that I was kind of rooting for from the beginning. I've had a couple people tell me about this show before it came up.
The fans.
I thought this was going to be a fun one pretty much no matter how it went.
Yeah. I look at it like this. The fans, like a lot of people, we gave y'all a choice. Y'all had all the anime to choose from.
All the anime in the fucking world.
And I heard, I think it's Ippo. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
That was. I heard a lot of people say, 'cause that was a very close second. Like it was like off by like a vote or two.
Oh, wow.
And then like people were saying like this one's actually good. And I heard from other people that it was like y'all might analyze it too much because it's like they say it's not like Megalobox. Like this is an actual boxing anime where they be like yo styles and the way he threw that right jab is like. My boy Will was telling me that. My boy Will's listen to the show. He's a big boxing fan. And he was telling me about like, I mean, I would be into that. I would be into like watching the whole style of why they do certain things. But the fans picked this. And we all in the group chat were kind of like, we kind of hoped it was this one because we just like, this is so different from what we've ever done. It's completely different.
Nobody's fighting.
In a way, like, because it's like such a normal life thing. It's just basketball.
Right.
But they still found a way to make it like
Extreme.
everybody kind of has their techniques or their specialties.
Yeah.
And it's sort of interesting to me to think about why this is getting popular in Japan right now. I mean, it's got like 3 seasons out right now.
Yep.
But I mean, basketball in a way is kind of climbing in Japan right now. Like they just had the first Japanese like lottery draft pick in Rui Hachimura out of Gonzaga this last year in the draft. And like the Japanese press, from what I understand, was like in force at the draft. Like it was the U.S. like press, and then after that, like the people with the most representatives there was the Japanese press.
Yeah. Where did he go? What pick?
He went to Washington, or no, so he got drafted by the Wizards. He went to Gonzaga.
Are they claiming him fully since he's? I think
his
half
dad's
black.
his dad's from Africa.
Yeah, he's
and
black.
then he was born in Japan.
Yeah, military stuff.
And
right?
his mom's Japanese. Yeah.
Is it from the military? Is there military reasons why he's over there?
I don't know. The country his dad's from is one that I've never heard of before. It's really small in like East Africa. I'm sorry, West Africa. So I don't know. I don't know.
Dope.
I don't think he's American at all. So I don't know.
But we got through episodes 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And, we did. We were supposed to do 5.
Yeah, that's what I said in the group text. But it's
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I wasn't expecting. I saw somebody watch like 6 or 7 episodes. I was like, somebody must have went over, and I was like, well, that's on them because I'm not watching 6 episodes.
shit.
No, I fell asleep but I didn't watch those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I watched 5.
Yeah. Same.
Go ahead.
So yeah, this the show starts out, you kind of get a lead in, which ends up starting off every episode. They talk about there was this junior high school that had the Generation of Miracles, this like kind of like a Fab Five at Michigan sort of thing, where it was just like 5 dudes, all individuals that had their own things, and they won 3 straight championships with that class. But behind that, there was like this invisible 6th man that nobody really knows who he is, and come to find out, that's Kuroko. That's the main character of the show.
Middle school basketball wasn't shit. Nobody gave a damn about middle school basketball,
right?
especially out here.
Nobody here. You're not hear about that. Oh, that middle school team.
Yeah, not like a team. You always hear about players probably coming out if they're like prodigies. Like you hear about players because like out here, high school basketball is a thing. It's big, but it's really club basketball where like you play for AAU team or something like that.
Like the only time I think I maybe saw like a junior high school basketball game was like when LaMelo dropped like 100 points or whatever in that game.
Yeah, LaMelo probably is probably one of the biggest stars because even with I think LeBron, you didn't hear about him too much in middle school, but once he stepped foot in high school, then he was like pretty much coming as the next coming. But like LaMelo might have been the only player. Well, now LeBron's son and a lot of these younger kids from middle school because they get a lot of stuff on like Baller's Life and like these like baller other sites that show these players. But middle school wasn't shit when I was growing up. It meant nothing. We didn't have a real team.
Yeah,
we had a 3-on-3 team and that was it.
Really?
That's
we
a
didn't have
joke.
a 5-on-5 team.
3-on-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this show starts out at this school. So when we get into the main action of it, it's like the first day of school. This new school that we're starting out at, it's like Zero or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. It only seems like it's the second year that they've been open because they only have a first year class which they're currently drafting and the second year class that's already been on the team for a year.
Right.
And so it starts off on the day where all the new students are coming in and all the clubs are trying to advertise to the new students, bring them in, and the basketball club's just like, we're not really getting much of anybody coming in at this point.
Yeah.
But they have 2 people show up that they're really interested in. One is this guy Kayagami, Taiga, I remember is his last name.
Yeah.
And then Kuroko, who puts down that he had been at the part of the Miracle Generation, the Generation of Miracles, and they're just like, oh, I don't even remember that guy on the team, but like if he's part of that class, then he could be great for us.
Yeah.
But it was funny when Kageyami shows up and he's just like, yo, I'm going to sign up for this. He's like, all I care about is I want to win. Like, I went to middle school in the States, and like, so all this basketball that you guys are playing here in Japan, it's all the same. Everybody sucks. Nobody can hold a candle to me. And this is the first time that I feel like America got its due on these shows, because when he said like, "Oh yeah, I went to middle school in the States," they were all just like, "Oh, like
shit.
You went straight to the source, like you really just like
you to the tap, got it right,
right." Everywhere else, like we come across as just like fat and obnoxious, but like when it comes to basketball, I guess they finally
you guys got that
exactly.
I'm not going to even front, man. I did wish it was a black guy, but I understand it would have been way too easy to make him the savior. Like he clearly sticks out and he's gonna be dominating. So I guess that might even be a little racist on his own.
Right.
But it was just funny. Like I guess because he is Japanese too, right? So he goes to Japan. I mean, he goes from Japan to America. Learns the basic skill sets to middle school.
Yeah.
Learns all the way up to middle school, not like high school and then comes back or like some shit. This motherfucker goes to middle school. How tall is he? Did they ever say?
I don't know if they said, but he definitely towers over everybody else, at least in his school.
Yeah. He's easily 6'6".
Yeah, I was thinking 6'6", 6'7".
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go from there from the sign up into the the first day of practice. They got all the new recruits up there, and you have the team captain who's kind of like a nerdy looking dude. He's got his glasses on, and then you have Rico, who's the girl who is the team coach. And when everybody comes in there and they think the old man's the coach, they're like, actually no, it's the girl over there.
They thought she was a manager.
Yeah,
well, that's how it was when I was growing up. A lot of times, the girl on the team was like the team manager, or she was like she did the stats. She was a stat girl.
That or like PT.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So she comes and she's a coach, but she's actually she's a coach for a reason. Like she can like she can see.
She's not a back alley coach.
No, she's not a back. She can pretty much look at your body and be like, all right, this is where you're strong at, weak at, and stuff like that. Which is because her dad was a trainer.
Yeah. So she tells everybody to take all their shirts off, and at first they're kind of like, well, what is this?
Right.
Pervert. If it was a guy saying this, we gonna flip the script on y'all.
I thought for a second maybe that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah, I was like, if this was a guy asking, like, ooh, he wants to get the girl's breast.
Yeah. But the captain explains, her dad's a personal trainer. She can just take a look at you and tell you exactly what your potential is going to be. And so she's going down this line. She's just not wowed by what she's seeing until she gets to Kayagami at the end. And
he's the only one shredded.
Yeah, he's got like 8-pack, and she's just like, she literally sees like hearts pop up and like little like cupids all over. I'm like, maybe she is kind of feeling this guy a little bit.
I was a little nervous about that because she's technically older. They don't say her age really either.
She's a second year, I think.
She's second year.
Second year high school student?
Yeah, so I think she's like a sophomore.
How the fuck do you coach a team?
And you still going to school?
And you still in high school?
Yeah.
So she can't. So, all right, she can perv out then. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wasn't
you
sure.
Thought she was like
she's a student.
When they said that, I was just like, all right, maybe translation is off because it doesn't make sense. You can't coach when you're a student. Maybe assistant coach, maybe, but
no, they have her.
Yeah, especially because
she's in the graduate program.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so she's scoping all them out, and she's just like, this guy's got huge potential. And she's like, where's Kuroko? And he's just like, oh, I'm right here, and he appears right in front of her. And she's like, whoa, where the hell did you come from? And we kind of see that earlier when you see we don't get this is the first time we're really introduced to him, but when we see him in the earlier scenes, he's just kind of going through the crowd, and as other people are approaching other students and asking them to join the club, like he's just slipping by everybody, and it's because that he just what they say is he lacks presence. He doesn't. People just don't notice him. And as she's thinking about what his stats looked like on the way home, she's like, this dude went to the Taiko school, part of the generation of miracles, and his stat like he looks weak is what she's saying.
It's funny because they did a brilliant cut, I thought, because they have him take off his shirt and then it cuts to her on the bus or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking like, yo, she probably saw like he's like unmatched, but then goes, he's trash.
Yeah. He's got nothing.
He's got nothing.
And then the funny part is they're looking at him and they're talking to him like, and everybody's just like, oh, you were with the Generation of Miracles? Like, I don't recognize your name. He's like, oh, well, I played. Like, I had some minutes,
Yeah, I was there.
He's on the bench. He's a six player.
Yeah,
it's like he pretty much like out here, it's technically a high school team. But out here, when I was growing up, the school was Westchester. There's a school called Westchester out here. And it was the school. Like, 6 men were getting, like, D1 scholarships to, like, fucking Georgetown.
Wow, okay.
Like, that's how good fucking Westchester was.
Yeah.
And this middle school reminds me of, like, how they're saying Westchester is.
Too bad it was Georgetown, but, Anyway.
Yeah, you're Syracuse, right? Yeah.
Anyway. But, yeah, no, this is interesting because this is, like, the story. This is, like, I had to take it. I can't let him slide back.
That was alley-oop.
Yeah, alley-oop.
So they, like, and that's the thing is, with, he's kind of like, he's like the Jordan Crawford coming off the bench. He's like their sixth guy. He was huge for this generation of miracles, but nobody knows who he is.
Right.
And so as she's going home on the bus, we also cut to Kayagami at the playground, kind of thinking about he's frustrated because no matter where he goes, he's always the best, and he can't be. He's not finding any challenge. And like in a lot of animes, his whole thing is he wants to find stronger people to fight to get better. I say fight, but they talk about he wants to find stronger people so he can increase his talent.
Yeah,
sounds like Baki.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Got the red hair and everything.
Right.
Right. So while he's out on the hoops, like trying to work some shit out, Kuroko shows up
out of nowhere,
like usual, and he's just like, let's try test each other out. Let's do some one-on-one. And I thought this was edited really great too because you see just like little bits of them, like like little highlights, and then he's just like, oh man, this guy Kuroko, he's trash. He sucks. He's terrible. This guy is awful. And he's literally walking off the court. He's like, dude, I don't even want to beat you. This isn't fun for me.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
They did really play it up like it was a back and forth. And I was like, oh, shit.
I was like, he smooth.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, too.
and he challenged him. So I'm like, but no.
I came here to see your skill set. And then he was like, oh, okay, finally.
Yeah.
No.
He's just like, so if this is what the Generation of Miracles, he's like, and Kuroko's immediately like, no. Like, let's get something straight. Like, it's not like it's different. Those guys are on a different level, and they're on a different level from you. Like, you couldn't even lick their boots at this point. Like, you're talented, but you're not there yet. You're not even close.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's excited about that, and he's just like, all right, well then,
Goku ass.
Yeah.
Exactly, absolutely.
I'm not the best.
But he basically walks off the court just like, dude. But I mean, maybe you got the insight on that, but you suck, and you kind of make me sick, just like how bad you are.
I don't even like dealing with sucky players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just walks off. They go to, I believe it's practice the next day, right? The first practice, and they're kind of having a scrimmage.
Yeah.
First years versus second years, and Kayagami's just like he's doing it all by himself.
Yeah.
And like he's just like every play. How many plays did they run that wasn't a dunk? Like how many?
Yeah, and remember they're the underclassmen playing against like the
first year versus
upperclassmen.
second year.
Second or third year, whatever they are.
Yeah.
And they're playing. What made me laugh was that they're on their knees, sweating, dying, and it's 11-8.
Right.
I was like, this is the score? Y'all playing this hard. It's like, we have to turn it up on these guys. It's 11-8.
I was sitting there chilling like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they doing this? Like,
super.
That's a combination of 20 points.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 19, but like
to Kagami, like he's nice though.
He was nice.
He's
nice.
got some moves.
To be a freshman, banging out like this, getting easy buckets.
All he do is dunk.
Dunk.
Yeah.
He's a freshman. He has mad potential. That's what they're saying. He has a lot of potential.
Absolutely. And but again, Kuroko's getting turnovers. Like he's whatever it is that he brings to the table, he's not showing it yet.
Right.
And so the upperclassmen are just like, all right, well, this guy's clearly good, so let's just throw the triple team on him and make sure he doesn't touch the ball. And they got nothing. And it ends up like the next time they show the score, it's like 30-15. So like the upperclassmen are able to get the jump on them.
Yeah, turn it up.
And then finally, Kuroko's just like, all right, well, like just basically start playing through me, and he's just like whipping out these crazy assist passes.
That shit was
he was looking like motherfucking Jason Kidd / White Chocolate from
I was gonna say
JWill, man.
Jason Williams with this like elbow.
I was like, yo, this kid he's got dimes.
He does, and that's his whole thing. He's just throwing down touch passes that these guys are never seen before.
Yeah,
it's just throwing them off, and they're just like, oh, okay, well, like with this freshman duo, like maybe we got something going on.
Yeah.
So what are they playing? Are they playing frost soft, like freshman sophomore team?
Yeah, I think so.
They're not playing varsity.
They don't have a varsity team. I mean, I guess they might be playing varsity people, but they don't have, they just say second year.
Yeah, because at this point, it sounds like the school's only been open 2 years. Yeah. So this school is brand new. They've got nothing. And, so this team is basically trying to get the reputation up. Like they say in the beginning, what I didn't touch on is, I guess there's the inter-high school tournament that they want to win, and then, a winter tournament that they think they can win. If they do well in those, it'll get them, on the map.
Yeah, that's typical high school stuff. Normally, they have, a winter stuff, and then the league doesn't start until, pretty much near spring.
Yeah.
That's funny too, because when I moved from Arizona, St. Louis, Arizona, and I was 16, 17, I went to a private school. I didn't know public schools were a big deal. So I went to a private school, and we were basically the same thing. There was first year, second year. They was only been open 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was we were technically a sophomore team, and we were destroying everybody. But it's just one, you're in a private school league, and then two, it's y'all, this other schools this is their first year, second year, and they had a couple teams where we actually played private schools that were developed, and they were basically a varsity level team. Yeah. And we get fucking trampled. Oof. But it was just
I know out here private schools are pretty much trash in the sense of their competition until they play against they set up games against other teams, but their league is always honestly, it's against handicapped kids, against deaf kids.
Shit.
I knew cats that were playing against there's a school called at the time called Stoneridge Prep, and they're playing against deaf kids, beating them 121 to 15.
Oh my
God.
Everybody
involved should go to hell.
Yeah, there's no winning that.
They have to have deaf when they go in tournaments and play against the best of the best, and still do well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
cool.
Yeah, it was still unfair.
That's the thing too, because it's just different from state to state. Because in St. Louis and in Missouri, the private schools were the go-to schools. Some of the public schools are really good, but the private schools is where you found the best basketball players at. So when I got to Arizona, I was I need to go to a private school. That's where the best, and that wasn't the case.
Out here too, it is. I mean, now I think it's changing now where the the way basketball is moving. I mean, you got kids in private school still, but you got like LeBron and stuff, son. Like they're like, I think Sierra
Canyon.
And that's not like a private school.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
School, yeah.
So yeah, like nowadays it's kind of like people are just going anywhere. They're going where their friends are going.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I
Doesn't
gotta
even
go to
matter.
public school because this shit, I can't keep playing against this shit. You're just a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So they finish up that freshman and sophomore game, and the freshmen come out on top because of the combination of Kuroko and Kaigami.
Yeah.
And Kaigami goes out to like Mickey D's for a celebratory like pile of burgers.
It's like fucking 15 burgers.
It's
It's like,
huge.
bro, I know you 6'6". You're not downing 15 burgers. Like
It's a lot.
you just got 15 McDoubles. It's just like, come on.
Exactly.
You're not going to stay in that shape like that. Come on, stop it.
So Kuroko goes to, or Kaigami goes to sit at his table, and just unbeknownst to him, Kuroko's already there, and he's just like, "Yo, where'd you come from?" He's like, "I was already sitting here when
He
you sat down. This is where I eat my burgers."
He's the Batman of this show. Like,
Yeah,
he just
hell yeah.
pops up and appears, disappears. Like, where'd he
all
go?
the time. Yeah,
I love it.
But the two of them, like, they kind of talk it out, and he still thinks Kuroko's trash pretty much.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't get it. Like, you can't shoot, you can't play defense, like, but like what I'm trying to do here is get to be the best. So, if you can help me do that by like, showing me whatever it is that you guys did on the Generation of Miracles, then like maybe we can work something out. And Kuroko's just like, yeah, dude, I get it. Like, I'm not a superstar. That's not my role. Like, he knows who he is. He's a glue guy. He's a role player. He's like, you're the light and I'm your shadow. And the stronger the light, the stronger the shadow. So I'll stand
That
close
was
to you
such a
and we'll be
corny
the best.
moment.
It was,
Such a corny moment.
I was just like, are these guys like,
Yeah, right. This is far past bromance.
Yeah,
This is some Brokeback Mountain shit.
there's a little bit
I
going
was
on in this
I
show.
felt like I
Brokeback
was-
basketball.
I felt like at moments I was like, they're gonna make out. That's what I
a
felt
little
like.
bit.
Yeah.
This show kind of has that throughout. Like,
Yeah.
even later on,
like
there's some stuff I'm just
teary,
like,
your eye, why are your eyes glassy?
Yeah.
Stop. Stop it, sir.
So the next episode, it's kind of all about like the initiation, and they find out Kaigami finds out that they're gonna have a practice game, and he's like, all right, cool, like I want in on that. And he's being told like, no, you're not actually like a full-fledged member yet. So he goes to talk to Riko. He's just like, yo, let me sign up. And she has this moment, she's like drinking her milk, she spits it out on her face. She's just like, why is everybody asking me this today? And the show's just that Kuroko had done the same thing earlier.
Right.
So the two of them are trying to get on the team. She's like, it's not that easy. Turns out they've got this whole initiation thing, which is where you got to go up to the roof
So cheesy.
and announce your dreams to everybody in the school out loud during the morning assembly. And if you don't achieve your dreams, then you got to come back up later fully naked and confess your love to whoever it is that you have a crush on. Which at that point I'm just like, well, no, like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna come back.
Right.
Like,
How can you make me do this?
And make me get naked. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I would just so I can sue the fuck out of y'all.
Yeah.
This is not like a frat. Nigga. This is basketball.
Right.
Why you gotta do all this for?
Yeah, and I guess it's just because like maybe Japan, like because it's such a reserved culture, to do something so brash to like go out there and
Yeah, yeah,
scream
yeah.
something is just like, oh wow, like all right, they must really mean it. But I mean, what this ends up doing is kind of introducing us to some of the other characters on the show,
Yeah.
because you already know Kaigami. He looked like he's about to jump for a second, like he's
Yeah.
up on the railing, but he's like, I'm gonna be number one. I'm gonna beat all the Generation of Miracles. I'm gonna be the number one player in Japan,
Yep.
in high school. So he
Which
sets
means
that
nothing
out.
in the grand scheme of things.
Not really. So that's his whole goal. Then you got the other three guys. One of them's just like he was a sickly kid, so he wants to join a basketball team and become more athletic. It was funny because his story went on like super long.
And it was
that
like,
was
all
so
right,
funny,
bro.
yeah.
I was like,
Whatever.
all right, dog. Get the fuck off.
They kept like cutting
Yeah.
to points later in his speech. And then there was the dude that just wanted to get a girlfriend, so he's just trying to be good at something, which I understand.
She
Trying to
said-
show you're talented.
Imagine
That
a
age,
girl
mate.
saying you got to be the best at something if you want to date me.
Yeah,
And
right.
he's like, man,
What are you good at?
right.
Yeah. Bro, there'll be all single men out here.
Right.
Seriously.
Trash.
And then the
Facts.
last guy, he's just basically like, well, the guy asking for signups asked for help. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
And then Kuroko's about to give his whole thing. He's like, I speak kind of softly, so can I use this megaphone? And right when they're about to use that, they get pulled off the roof by the principal. And they're just like, no, you're not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah.
This
But I
is the
tell
last
you
time."
about that shit. You did the shit last year.
Yeah.
Never
Come on,
again.
Sean.
So then they end up going into practice, they're getting ready to practice, and they're reading. They had like a magazine, like, oh hey, this magazine was profiling the Generation of Miracles, while Kuroko was there. Like, let's check it out. Maybe they got a profile on him. But they did everybody on the team, but they were just like, Kuroko, why didn't they interview you? He's like, oh yeah, they were gonna, but they forgot and they left.
You know
It's
what's
like-
funny? I thought at this point, like maybe he was being phony.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, but when we go on and we're going to see, but it's like I thought it was like, oh, maybe he's faking the funk. Maybe he wasn't really.
Oh yeah.
Over there. That's what I thought it was at first.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But no, like so they go into the gym. They're running their practice, but. They're about to go into practice when Rico comes in and announces their practice game. Their practice game opponent is this other school. I think it's called Kaiju School, something like that. Yeah. And they're a huge like high school powerhouse. And they're basically they have one of the Generation of Miracle students plays for them.
One of the actual 5, yeah.
One of the starting 5. And as they're running their practice, getting ready for that, one of that guy shows up to their practice, and he's got this whole like hype up as he's walking across campus. You see all the ladies start to go a little crazy.
He's a pretty boy.
He's a pretty boy. He's a model. He's got like the single earring. You know, he's got that like early 2000s look going.
Michael Jordan,
the hoop earring.
Yeah, right.
Baggy suit. Definitely Michael Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. And he walks in the gym and he's kind of watching their practice. And when they figure out who's watching them, like Kayagami gets like super hyped about this, and he's just like, "Yo, I gotta play you right now."
Yeah.
But before they even get into that, what's the guy's name? Kisei. He walks up to Kuroko and he's just like, "Dude, come play for us. Like, come play with me again. You know, we played together at Taiko. This school is way beneath you.
Yeah. We were best friends." He's like, "Bro, we was never.
We was not even deep like
friends.
that."
Yeah. What are you talking
He was
about?
like, "Come on, dog."
He was taking shots, bro. He was just like, "What do you?" No.
And he's like, "I don't even know you like that."
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, everybody used to make fun of us." He's like, "They made fun of you."
Right.
I was cool. I was straight.
I was minding my damn business. They didn't even notice me. So how are you gonna make fun of me?
Right.
Fuck out of here.
So that's when Kayagami. After that, that's when he challenges this guy to the 1-on-1 game, and he's just like, "All right, yeah, sure, I'll go at you right now in the dress pants and the penny loafers."
He
like, no
throws
problem.
the ball at him like full speed while he's not even looking. That's some chump shit. And he still, Kai still catches it. And
it's still spinning in his hand.
Still spinning in his hand. He's like, "Whoa, all right." He put the challenge. You got to realize something. He put the challenges. They play basketball. He's playing basketball anyways. And like you said, loafers, dress pants, button up. This reminds me of fucking New Jack City when I always hated that scene when it was like Nino Brown and I forgot the light skin dude name on there. But they play like 1-on-1 and on the basketball court in there. And it's y'all ain't sliding around in loafers in the gym. You in dress shoes, you slipping and sliding. Ain't no way.
G Money.
That's right. G Money. I'm sorry. And then they playing, and this what he's playing in. And that first move.
I mean, he pulls out. That's the thing. Earlier when the scene starts, you see Kayagami. He's matching up against the senior squad again, or the second year's team, and he pulls off this he's got the spin move into the dunk, and everybody's just like, "Whoa, what? Like, look at this speed!" And so when they start off this 1-on-1 game, Kisei's just like, "All right, like let's see how you like a taste of your own medicine." Pulls out his own move on him, but does it faster, does it stronger, and dunks right in his face.
Yo, that hezzy he gave him, that look to the left, go to the right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
faked him right out of his shorts.
I rewinded. That's a clean ass move.
That shit was trash.
No, in basketball terms, that move is a good move. If you do it quick enough,
I just didn't.
You taking somebody out their shoes, you shaking them.
Executed. I was like,
animated wise,
this is bullshit.
Animated wise, I don't know if they can animate it that good. But I was like, as a ball player, I was like, that's a good move.
Yeah,
Spun.
It just looked like, and they do it a lot. It looked like they traveling. Cause they just go like this. Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
well, it's
like, get the ball. What you gonna do?
And that's something that and maybe we can touch more on this as we kind of gather our thoughts on these episodes. But with anime, the thing with anime is it comes out so fast.
Yeah.
Like they have to cut the budget, and a lot of the time the budget gets cut by making the animation like fewer frames, reusing stuff or using fewer frames of animation.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing a show that's about speed and athletics, that's going to be to your detriment.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough to sell. But anyway, he pulls off this move and he dunks on him, and Kayagami tries to block this shit, but he just forces it through. And he's like,
he makes hand contact with the ball.
Yeah.
He still forces it through.
You got dunked on by a dude with dress shoes, bro. I can't. It's hard for me to respect you at that point.
Yeah.
Dress shoes and dress pants and a button-up shirt still.
Mm-hmm.
All he did is take the blaze off.
Yeah. That's it. And he unbuttoned one button. He unbuttoned one button and was like, all right, I'm going to still smoke this fool. But that's how you know he's the real deal, though.
Yeah. And he still says, I'm the weakest of the 5. Of the Generation of Miracles, I'm not even close to the other 4. And he's still working this dude.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, all right, well, we'll see you for the game, but I don't think it's gonna go well for you.
Yeah.
guys.
And what I like about it too with both Kuroko and Kisame is they didn't hype them up over. They're getting, you see both of their prowess, maybe to not their full extent.
Yeah.
But this is episode 2, episode 3 when you really see them. So it's like
Yeah.
they didn't. I thought they were just gonna hype all 5 of them up. All 6 of them up throughout the thing, and you barely see them. So I appreciate at least that, like, they show you what time it is off the bat.
Yeah.
And one of the things that that is very kind of typical to anime that they use in this show, and what you find out about Kisame is that everybody has their like techniques.
Yeah.
So like you've got
Not
Kuroko, who's the assist man. Then you've got this guy Kisame, who his whole thing is he watches you on the court, and then he can
copycat.
pull off all your moves.
He's
supposed to
basically
be like
Kakashi from Naruto.
Yeah. It's like he's pretty. I think he's pretty athletic. They're pretty much saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really athletic.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
just the best all-around player.
yeah, he's
That's
a
what they had him as.
all-around player. Yeah, so he can whatever you can do, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
And so they're about to so they after the practice they have another scene at McDonald's. He's got his pyramid, his big old stack of burgers, and he and
This motherfucker gonna have a heart attack by game 3. Watch.
Right.
seriously,
Oh, the burgers.
and he and Kuroko are talking again, and like he asked Kuroko a question that he meant to ask him earlier before Kuroko had like disappeared on him, but he's just like, why did you come to this like nobody school? Like, why didn't you go to one of these big schools like everybody else on your team? He's like, well, I mean, the crux of what it seems to be is that he didn't feel like they were a team.
Yeah.
He's like, we were 5-6 individuals that like winning was everything and developing our individual talents. And it's like, so you can have individual like superstars, but if you don't work together as a team, then what is that? And I'm thinking that's going to be, what they end up having is, the theme for the show. You have to work together as a team.
Yeah.
Reminded me of that, like the Lakers from like, what was that, 2010 or 11, where they had like Dwight Howard for the first time and like
Right.
Steve Nash, all those dudes. They were like, oh man, this team's going to be crazy, and just like
Garbage.
Nah.
They were super trash.
they were not good.
They were super trash.
Yeah. And you thinking Steve Nash is Kuroko? You
Yeah.
think he's gonna keep the glue together, but Dwight couldn't stay healthy.
No.
I think that was when
Kobe
Kobe
was
Kobe was
still
in the
jacking up
sunset.
45
Kobe was in his-
shots a
yeah,
game.
he's in his decline years.
That team was garbage.
Yeah.
It was tough. So the next episode starts off, they're on campus getting ready to walk to this next match. And it's a huge campus.
Yeah.
Like they're already just like, where the hell this is a totally different experience than what
Right.
we're used to.
Yeah.
Even, Kayagami with his American school experience, it's just like, what is this? But Kisame comes out and brings them, and he's just like, follow me to the gym, I'll take you there. And their fucking coach, he's just like, all right, you guys are gonna be playing us in the half court because
Yeah.
like
That, which is mad disrespectful.
super disrespectful.
Disrespectful, dog. And as what made me mad watching this though, as a player, I didn't like how the rest of the players wasn't necessarily as upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the coach said something disrespectful. Then he goes, "Yo, what are you suiting up for, guys? Like you're not even playing, bro.
Right.
Like
I don't even want them to. Yeah, like
no,
we're not
sit
even
your ass
playing.
down. We're gonna blow them out by like 90
Yep.
and
in half court.
Yeah.
and half court. And then
Disrespect.
the most gangster move as they're walking into the locker room, Kuroko goes, "Oh, you better suit up.
Right.
Yeah.
You better warm up, bro, because you will be playing."
Right.
I was like, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so
that
gangster to me.
was
Good
hard.
for him.
He even said it. He said it so cool. He said, like, I don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, I mean what I say.
Say,
Yeah.
you're suiting. You're going to. He said, warm up, bro. They're going to need you.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is a funny thing too. We're talking about like Rico being a student coach. Like this coach that they're going up against is easily like 45.
Yeah.
This dude is
Yeah,
like that's his
he's
job.
he got. How you 45 with stubble, bro? Like, they got stubble.
He's
like,
built
come
like
on, dog.
he's built like a coach too.
Yeah,
He's
he
out
is.
of shape.
He's a big
super,
dude.
Yeah.
Super.
but Kisei's just like he doesn't want to play me, but if you beat these reserves, then he'll put me in because he's got pride on the line
Well,
too.
they are playing the main team, just not without.
Kisei.
Just without Kisame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they get into it. They're playing on that the half court, full court. That they bring down the hoops on the side, and
Those are always the shitty courts too. That it was always
Oh.
a wooden backboard.
yes,
That's why I'm
terrible.
like, you
Bullshit.
playing on this wooden ass backboard.
The ones you don't even notice till they bring them down,
Yeah,
and
this
you're
is-
like, wait, I forgot we even had
It's
this.
only like 8 feet high. It's
You
definitely
just
shorter.
Up there doing windmills and shit. Just
So what?
Windmilling.
with the first play of the game, right?
Yeah, first play of the game, Kuroko comes in and he picks that pocket, and they're just like, oh, he's slow though. It's like we can get up to him. He's got the behind the back pass to
Yeah.
Kayagami, slams that thing, and like
He
in a
shacks the
shack
shit.
maneuver, yeah.
Jack.
He
fucking
shacked the shit out of that.
rips the rim right off.
Yeah, snatches the rim right off, breaks that shitty ass wooden backboard, and like, oh, so we serious out here, huh? Bring down the real courts.
Right.
And you just see like they made it all dramatic, like,
It's all glass.
it's all
and
glass
shit.
coming down.
Yeah.
It's like this should have been. Come on, bro.
And then finally, the coach is just like, "All right, Kisei, you're in because we can't afford to lose this."
Yeah.
And like this freshman duo, like maybe there's something we got to worry about. So Kisei goes in and he immediately does exactly what he does. He pulls out the same dunk move on him and he slams it home. And it seems like they're saying like, oh man, like his teammate like punches him. He's just like, I told you to break our backboard too. He's just like, dude, like it's harder material. I tried. I'm doing what I can.
These snapback rims are built for that.
Yeah,
They're not break.
They built for like heavy duty motherfuckers like Shaq.
Yeah, that's why Zion wasn't sitting there just breaking down mad rims. Zion rims, and
They said it's funny that senior was kicking his ass throughout the whole game.
Yo.
Like, you kept socking him, kicking him in the back. Like
so the
he was
seniors,
beating him up.
seniors do play. So this is considered varsity then.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess they're all the same team.
But it's all just like, freshman through senior. But I don't know, maybe you got like squads because at least for the main school, Zero or whatever, they got freshman, sophomore. If you can play, like they're putting you on the court at this point. And so they start the game off, and I mean it's kind of it's even, but it's fast paced.
Yeah.
And Zero's like that team just like they're running out of gas real fast. Right. And it gets to a point where Kuroko even runs up to the captain. He's just like, yo, we need a timeout.
Out.
I'm tired. We're running on.
And this is even before halftime. Like,
this is the first quarter.
Yeah, this is the first quarter.
Yeah, it should be. You should spend a few timeouts before halftime.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time coaches they get whatever they get. A lot of times some coaches will spend the majority of the timeouts before the half is up because you get brand new time. If you got brand new timeouts in the second half,
reset,
why not do it?
Yeah.
So the fact that she's just like, I guess we got to call one. Like, duh, if you see your players somewhat winded, when I used to play, when a team, we played defense. So we wasn't necessarily a team that we either ran you or we played like defense.
Yeah.
So if we're sitting there running, our coach is like, bruh, like we're getting ran through the fucking roof right now. He just called timeout just for a break. I ain't got nothing to say to y'all. Just catch your breath, get some water, go back out there.
Yeah.
And that's what she I guess does, but
yeah, but they don't really do much in the timeout. Like, as they're talking about it, really all that they get done is on both sides of the court, they're having the same conversation, and that is Kuroko's got a weakness.
Yeah.
And it's that his ability to, like, fade into the background, his misdirection, only really works for, like, what he says 40 minutes.
Right.
Which, we were talking about this beforehand, like, that's basically the length of an entire basketball game.
Yeah.
So that's not
especially
super
in high
long.
school. High school is 32 minutes. So, like,
high school's
you're good.
High school's 8-minute quarters.
Right.
You'll be all right.
You're good. Yeah, NBA is 48. So, like, you're good, bro.
It's good amount of time.
Yeah, even if you played in the NBA, they just like, we'll bench you for 8 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're good to
2
go.
minutes, 2 minutes each quarter. We're good. Like,
Yeah. But like his whole thing is that he kind of fades into the background to make these crazy plays, but the more he does it, the more people notice him, which makes sense. Like the guy, like you just figure if you see this guy like dropping these dimes, you're gonna notice that after a while.
Dude's doing an elbow pass. The crowd's gonna notice you.
Right.
Pretty much,
Right.
It's kind of like because he calls himself a shadow.
Yeah.
So he's like pretty much he's the shadow. He doesn't want the light, but he can help bring out the light of somebody else, which is what he's doing with Kagami. Is that how you say it?
Kaigami, I think that's what it
Kaigami,
is. I might
yeah.
be saying it wrong this whole
Yeah, I know
episode.
we're
I
gonna
don't know.
get crap for that, but
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely.
Fuck him.
But yeah, I think that's like his whole thing. Is like I kind of play the background. I make the stars look incredible.
Yeah.
And the more and more he starts to shine, it's not good for him. Which
Yeah.
is a crazy weakness to have.
Yeah.
But
It's
smart on the writers, I think.
Yeah, and so they get back. They started off, the timeout ends. Still the longest
The
timeout
longest
Yeah.
timeout.
in any basketball game.
That was at least 11-minute timeout.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Timeouts are 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
So they get back into the game, and that's kind of coming to bear. Like that Kuroko is getting noticed, and the lead, Kisei's school starts to build up a lead, like a bigger and bigger lead. The gap is growing, and finally, Kaigami's finally like, oh, I think I know what your weakness is. Like, you can copy whatever you see, but what if we are running everybody through this guy who's invisible?
Right.
And that's what they're about to do at the start of episode 4. They start running everything through Kuroko, and it's working for a minute until fucking Kisei clocks Kuroko in the fucking eye.
Backhanded the shit out of him.
And
by quote-unquote accident.
Accident.
And they
like
take
he
a
was
timeout or
$2
whatever
hoe.
they do. They don't even call a foul.
And I'm not sure, like, yeah, right? And, like, how does that even work? Like, it wasn't like they were going up for a rebound or anything like that. He just, like, straight up reached back and clocked him.
I think he started because there was a fast break. So he turned like, oh, shit. But who just turned and just backhand somebody in the process? Like
he doesn't get ejected. He doesn't get called for a foul.
They said referee timeout.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, man.
It's like a TV timeout? Is
yeah,
that the
right?
same
Official
thing?
timeout, something like that. So, yeah, Kuroko's bleeding from his head, and he's just like, no, guys, I'm good. And then he just collapses.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, he's not good.
He's out of here.
Definitely not good.
Yeah, so he's going to have to put him out on the side. And then the second years are like, all right, well, the freshman duo is not working out, so we're going to have to, work our game, do what we do. And so
What was y'all at all game?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, so what were you doing beforehand?
2 goddamn quarters. I didn't show up.
So they kind of introduced the second year players. Really, the only one that seems to have anything super useful is the captain.
Yeah,
seems like he can shoot.
Right.
Like he's a 3-point shooter.
Do y'all realize this motherfucker is playing basketball with regular glasses?
No rec specs.
Yeah.
No Horace Grant.
No Horace Grant.
Nothing.
He's playing in regular.
He reminds me of what's the dude, the class rep from fucking My Hero.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. He reminds me of him.
Absolutely.
You can't play hoop in regular.
No,
school
That's
glasses.
slipping
Yeah.
down your nose.
Yeah,
like,
just
Oh,
4
my
to 3.
goodness.
Hold on.
At least put a rubber band on it or something.
Yo.
My man had nothing. He just had the regular boys on. He had the Ben Franks on.
And he's the shooter.
Right.
He's the jumper. He's a shooter of the team, which is like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody I played with that had glasses, because for some reason they could shoot. Maybe
Right.
because they got the extra
That
4
depth
eye
perception.
like that, right?
But yeah, he was like, when he gets angry and starts speaking his mind, he won't miss a shot.
Yeah, he's like, they called him like multiple personality. Like, he seems like the same dude.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I don't really know about that, but like everybody else is just like they help out,
Right.
Like that's their power. Is
Yeah.
like they
He
help
said-
out where they can.
He's like, he's quiet. If you hear him talk, you'll never hear him talk.
that's it.
He has a sense of humor.
Yeah,
And
right.
then the other dude that looks like a cat, he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he was like, oh, he just doesn't do anything. He does everything and nothing. Like,
Everything. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
What is that even a thing?
Those intangibles. He's just
Yeah.
like he's there. I guess that's it.
He's just a body. Oh, we need 5. Bet. Come on.
But that's the comedy of the show. I think that's the type of stuff that was making me actually laugh and being like,
Yeah,
this is so,
I was-
Yeah.
so silly.
Yeah, because we've skipped a lot of the jokes, but like there's even moments where like when they're in the huddle or whatever, and Kayagami's like yelling at the coach,
Yeah.
and the captain's just like, "You better respect your elders, or I'll kill you."
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm
he's
like,
Shit.
he's like, all right, well, it was funny. So did y'all take that as sexual when he was like, when Keithman was like, I always come after girls or something. No, what did he say? He said something
Yeah,
about
he's
the girl.
like,
Oh, yeah. He's
always return a favor.
favorite.
He was like, I don't know about girls, but I
I would
always
return
return
a
a favor
favor
on the
court.
court, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, he's smashing. He
But-
clearly
but-
gets these
clearly.
chicks.
But what does that even like?
I was trying to do the math on that myself. I'm just like, so like you just get yours and you're done? Like that's what I was.
I don't get it. Like that didn't make any sense to me.
Yo,
Like you returning a favor, that means that they did it to you.
Yeah.
To you,
Hey, fellas,
and you said
fellas.
it to the dude on the court.
Return
Yeah.
the favor.
yeah,
Guess-
exactly. I'm like, yo, wait, trying to fuck us
Right.
up? Hey, bro, I don't think so.
I'm gonna give you some real life advice.
Yeah,
You
right.
better take that time.
Right. That shit was weird.
Post me up.
Give him the ball.
Give him the ball. Let him post me up. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna
They-
return this favor. on you.
Return
It took a left turn. I'm sorry.
But
Go ahead.
but outside the game, like they're attracting quite a crowd. Like the school's there, they're getting some chants going, and they even got some people like coming in to see this game, even though it's just a practice game. Like
Yeah.
you find out that another one of these guys from the Generation of Miracles, he's got his buddy literally pulling him up a hill on a wagon,
On a
like
wagon.
on his way
I
to
would
this game.
never. I
It's-
love y'all, but
No.
never.
I wouldn't even ask. Come on, jeez.
Nah, dog, I'm good.
That's so disrespectful.
Hell
Super
yeah. And they were supposed to
disrespectful.
take turns, and he just finessed them and was like,
Yeah.
nah, you got it, dog. Today
You're
is my special day because I'm a Cancer. Like, he's super into horoscopes. He was like, no, this is my positive day.
Yeah.
All you, dog.
This was on my vision board, you know.
Get
like-
the fuck out of here, dog.
So they're finishing up this game, and eventually they're just like, even though the seniors are there, like Keith's May School is still like they're still keeping the lead, and they're eventually just like, listen, you guys have skill, but we're just bigger than you, and
Yeah.
we're gonna beat you eventually. We're gonna
Yeah.
wear you down. We're
Yeah.
just bigger, we're better, and it's gonna happen. And the coach is just like, man, like I wish we had Kuroko back, and Kuroko's just like, Oh, I'm good.
He just pulls an Undertaker.
Yeah.
He just stands up.
What is that?
He's ready to
Come
go.
up. Oh, you need me? Where have you been?
This whole time. He was clearly just wrestling like, I just need a breather because
Yeah.
they're killing me out
Dude
there.
was just straight
Yeah.
chilling, had the blood coming from his head.
So they figure out that basically they can use any move against Kisame once.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, like Kuroko and Kayagami, they're able to get the game back to tied.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, one more play. We can only do this one time. And they throw the alley-oop up, bring it down. They win the game.
Well, what happens before that is like, I guess
Oh,
when
yeah, they
figure
start
out-
playing D.
Yeah, they start. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then remember they start like it was like they'll make the other dude Kagami or whatever pass a little bit. So it's like they work together enough to where he couldn't mimic the move or something like
Yeah.
that.
Right,
so it was
right.
Like, they'll be they're doing like tap passes back to each other and stuff like that.
And then they would
Yeah.
shoot it to the senior, and he would shoot some threes.
shoots
and
some
No, that's
stuff.
right. Yeah, they were using the whole team.
Yeah.
You
but they were
know?
supposed to do the whole fucking game.
Game.
Yeah.
The hints
They were playing 2-on-5, and
Right.
that's why they were getting their ass whooped by
Right.
like 40 at one point. And then they're like, you know what? If we pass the other players, this might help.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're not Kobe and Shaq. Like,
Yeah.
they're the only people that can get away with playing 2-man ball. And even
Right.
then, they still.
Come on, bro.
They
But yeah,
start
like,
running some trap plays too. Like they
Yeah.
poke the ball loose. They're getting some steals out there.
yeah,
Like
they're playing pretty good.
they're doing okay. They're coming together as a team. And in
And then
doing
they would
so,
play defense too. Like Kuroko would guard him first, but he would blow by him. He was like, "I blew by you." Like he's like, "I was just a diversion."
Yeah.
And then Kagami would be there, and then he's like, "Wait, okay, I'm gonna just blow by you before he could."
And
Kuroko would take Kuroko would take the ball and
yeah.
go on the other side.
Shadow skill, poke outs,
Mm.
cookies.
Yeah.
We used to call it
Yeah,
cookies.
Hell yeah.
cookies. So so the whole thing is that when he woke up, the team forgot how they remembered Kuroko, so
Right.
they re-forgot him again.
Yeah.
So he got a fresh 40 minutes.
Yeah, fresh
So-
40. He was back. He was out there with the thing on his head, looking like freaking Ace Boogie.
Yeah, it looked dope.
Paid in
Yeah.
full. Like the fuck.
So they
People
end
die
up-
every day, B.
So they end up the underdogs end up winning the game, and
But yeah, they do the like you're saying. They do like no first. It was so funny because they made the alley-oop dramatic.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It
It
was like
oh, he's going for a shot.
he's like because it's all good because he's like he can't shoot because they got it was like the winning shot. They get the ball, they steal the ball,
Yeah.
whatever. They come down. It's like Kuroko shoots the ball. It looks like he's shooting the ball. And it's like it's all good. He can't shoot, so we're not worried about this. But like, is it a shot? No. Alley-oop. Alley-oop. So you see he goes up and then Kagami and what's the Kisei?
Yeah.
They're both jumping at the same time. And he's like, but Kagami keeps rising. He won't stop rising in the air.
Mm-hmm. He's
So-
going higher
And I'm already coming down.
yeah, which is like crazy. Like that's like some Vince Carter shit. You know,
Yeah.
rising up when you
just
dunk.
hanging in the air.
Yeah. So he keeps going up and he catches like damn near like a reverse alley-oop for the win, which is like the fucking greatest way to win.
Right.
A reverse alley-oop and he slams
And
it
to dunk
on,
it.
yeah, on Kisei's head. Bang outs.
Yeah.
You know, boom, wins the game. And
That's literally like the best.
the best way to go
probably
out.
The
It is.
best buzzer
Yeah.
beater you can think of.
Yeah.
and then Kisei, he's just like, I've never lost before, and then he starts to cry.
He starts crying.
And then he's crying.
And then
crying.
the senior comes and fucking
Hits him. Yeah.
fucking
Punches-
I always forget his name from Mob Psycho.
Reagan.
Reagan. He just Reagans the fuck out of
Yeah.
his back and just drop kicks him in the back like stop fucking crying.
Well, because the senior, that's pretty much he's the one that checks him pretty much. Every time he
Yeah.
kind of gets he always checks him. But the fact that Kisei was crying over a practice game,
Yeah.
like you didn't go into the locker room and cry, and it's a practice game, bitch. Like you understand that
This is practice.
like this is but all right, cool. It's not even like this doesn't even go in the record. It's
Right.
just kind of just to see some shit to warm up and say, all right, cool. We just need a little run. We keep
Not
playing
even a
against each
game
other.
you die for.
No.
Bro, it's not even the game.
Game I
I'll die.
love?
The
Right.
game I love.
Practice?
Practice.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about
About
practice.
He said it's 63 and a half times.
You crying over a practice game, not a game.
Not a game.
But the game that I
Practice.
love. Practice.
Granny out here, I go out there every day and die for it.
Yeah. Practice? Come
That's
on,
kind of like
man.
when what happened in like during the spring league. I forgot what team it was. Maybe the Marlins or somebody, but they lost to like a university.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody was like losing their shit. Like they're going to this is worse. Like come on, like
Yeah.
They don't
this is
care.
spring ball. Like
Nobody's
that
playing.
if they actually play, like they be saying like Alabama can beat the Browns. Like never.
No.
Oh, no,
Never.
I don't think so.
Never in life can anything under the best at any college level
Yeah.
beat the worst at the professional level.
When you're a professional, you know so many different just little techniques that college players just like, wow, this is like a new world to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, bro. So that's what I'm saying. It was he cried over a practice game, which I thought was a little ridiculous, but we'll add to the comedy of the show.
It does.
Yeah.
And eventually he's just like, oh, yeah, like, I forgot about revenge.
Yeah.
Like, I can.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that you can go pick up. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. We have you guys 2 times in the season, don't we? All right, cool. I
Yeah.
got 2 times to beat y'all asses.
Well, they say they're not in the same like.
Oh, same league.
They're not in the same league, so
Right,
they'll only meet up in the
Tournament.
like inter high
Yeah,
school
yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
So he's just like, all right, well, when we meet each other then, like that's when we'll do this.
Yeah.
And then he's out like later on washing his face off or whatever, and he runs into I forget the guy's name. It's like Machikoro
It's
or
a
something
long
like
ass.
that.
Yeah, I just call him horoscope guy.
Yeah, horoscope guy, green-haired horoscope guy rolls
Green-haired
up and he's just like, sorry, I was late to the game. It was in my horoscope.
He looks like the dude from Kill the Kill, the blind dude with the
with
sword
yeah,
and
a
stuff.
little bit.
Yeah, he reminds me.
Yeah.
Kind of like a combo between that blind dude and then the dude that was all about data.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But he's got his fingers all taped up,
Yeah.
and he's just like, he tells him, he's just like, yeah, man, like, listen, you're never gonna beat that team.
Yeah.
Like, you can talk all you want about revenge, it's never gonna happen
Right.
because it's not in your horoscope.
Right.
He's like,
stars
that's
aren't
why
aligning."
that's why I read my horoscope and why I always have the day's lucky item. And he brings out the little squeaky frog.
Frog.
And I'm just like,
Sorry, bro.
So stupid, but so funny.
but it
That's
turns out-
funny too that they're having a dude do it because usually it's women that are really into that
Cigars,
shit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
me, I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Yeah.
I barely know I'm a Leo. That's it. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
title gets thrown at us, so we gotta just
Yeah.
take it.
Just gotta take that.
Yeah.
But that guy is the shooter for the Miracle Generation. This
Supposedly
green-haired guy.
the Steph Curry. We're gonna see. I want to see
We're
how
gonna
he
see.
Got the left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dangerous left hand. He's got his fingers all taped up. He's very superstitious, just in
Yeah.
general. Like
Yeah.
he seems to do the same things over and over again because he doesn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I'm saying this right here. He's supposed to be the shooter, but lefties normally can't shoot that well.
Mm.
You look
Yeah.
at the NBA. There's no deadly left-hand shooter in the NBA.
Mm.
No,
There
I
is-
couldn't name one.
Deadly, like, watch out for this dude. What? The only dude I remember that had a jumper that was lefty was Derek Fisher a little bit and Kareem Rush.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of good
Kareem
lefties. Not a lot of
Mm.
amazing lefties that like knock down. Like, Tony Kukoc, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. He was tall.
He was all right.
He was okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So no, I mean, so the other
Pretty much
guy.
it.
So we go back to the Zero school. They're on their way back. They're walking back to their
Yeah.
school.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
They got no budget. They don't even have buses for at this point. And they're hungry and they don't have any money. So they're just like, so Rico comes up with this plan. She's just like, all right, like I'll take you to the steakhouse, do this like crazy all you can eat challenge. If you can finish the steak, you get the meal for free thing. And like they're all stuffing their faces and getting to the point where they can't finish their meal. But Kaigami, who puts away, 20 burgers a meal, is
At
just like,
least.
yo, give that. Everybody who's got leftovers, like send them my way.
Yeah, because if they don't finish it, they gotta pay 10,000 yen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh.
what- yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any money.
Right.
Like, they're in trouble. But like while that's all going on, Kuroko quits early and he just kind of heads out while they're
He's
all
like, all
finishing
right,
up the
y'all,
meal.
y'all be real.
Yeah, they don't hear anything. They're just like, all right, Kuroko, see you later. And as they're walking out, and Kaigami's just like, oh, maybe I ate too much. They're just like, wait, where the fuck is Kuroko? Like he's gone. Like nobody knows where he is. He just wandered off. So everybody splits up to go look for him. Turns out he's out in the park, kind of like watching some people hoop. And Kisei shows up and he's just like, kind of talking with him after the game. He's like, I never really thought you would. When I asked you to join, I never really thought you would. But he kind of asked him, like, why did you go to a nobody school? Like, I don't get it. Like, winning was everything to us. Like, you changed.
To you,
Yeah.
not to me. Winning was everything to you guys, and that was the reason why I had to leave you.
We were
bitches.
never a
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
We were never a team.
You don't even know my last name.
And you gotta look at him like his style of play makes sense for that. His style
Yeah.
of play makes sense where he's like, yo, I am a team player. I'm not an individual type of guy. I need players to even do anything.
Yeah.
So he looks at it like I can see why he took the team thing serious, whereas it seems like they all kind of have dope individual skill sets. I'm a shooter. I can just light motherfuckers up. I'm athletic. I just bang on cats all day. And whatever the other guys are going to have for their skill sets when we meet up with them.
I wonder what that is because it's like
Probably super defender, I
super,
think.
yeah,
and then
defender.
other
then
stuff,
maybe
like-
I have a super mid range.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to.
That's
I think it's probably gonna be somebody that's just stupid fast.
Yeah, no, that-
mad
got-
fast. Yeah,
just like
absolutely. Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
was that?
fast
Yeah.
break style or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
super defender, rebounder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody who foul shooter. I don't know. He just
a dirty. They have the
Draw
dirtiest
fouls.
players.
yeah.
Just freaking Bruce Bowen.
This dude, you said a foul shooter. Oh, he's great at free throws.
Yeah.
99%. But he has to get fouled. That's his weakness. They won't foul me.
He's just blowing wide open layups.
Pretty much.
Go ahead, Rob.
Hilarious. So no, and that's what Kisei eventually says is just like, look, I understand like you're all about that team chemistry. Maybe you have that right now with this Kayagami dude. He's talented. He's not where the Miracle Generation is yet, but he'll get there. And when he gets there, he's not really going to want to fuck around with all these people you got on your team, and it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, eventually you're going to have the same problem with this dude. So
He's going to take his talents to South Beach.
yeah. And so while they're having that conversation, Kayagami kind of spots this going on, and he overhears a bit of it. But while they're talking about that, they also notice, there's these guys that they were watching on the court, like a bunch of thugs show up, like this group of 5, and they're just like, yo, like it's our turn on the court. These guys are like, hey, we were here first. And they're just like, all right, like let's settle this with basketball.
Yeah.
So they start playing a little bit, and then it turns out they were like, it's not a 3-on-3 game, it's a 5-on-3 game.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Hilarious. And so our basketball heroes see this, and they can't abide that. So they step
Kuroko
forward.
specifically, he's just like,
Yo,
He steps in.
this is bullshit.
I respect him because he's a G, man.
Yeah.
He's been a G throughout
Yeah.
this anime because the way they have him, like he's soft spoken and soft, but he's actually not at all.
You with the shits.
He with the shits.
And the thing about it too, he went over there and then they played him and he's like, let's play. And then Kagami and Keisman was like, well, fuck, we gotta come over there and play too, I guess.
I thought it was dope to see them all 3 play together.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool. And they destroyed those
Yeah.
other 5.
Yeah.
Like, smoked
literally
them.
destroyed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they was on the ground like, why are you laying like that on the ground after basketball? Like,
Yeah.
I've been tired before, but like, why is your ass up, sir? Why?
Never your ass should be up in the air. Remember your Mob Psycho when they do with that head down, ass up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
is
what I
that,
was.
Is that like a Japanese thing or something?
Yeah.
Like, is that a way they admit defeat? Like, I don't know.
Kind of, yeah, because
Yeah.
like when you bow or whatever,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But even the fact, and that goes back to what I was saying, that even though this is an athletic show, it's a show about sports, they still treat it like it's a martial arts thing. It's all about strength.
Right.
They
Yeah.
keep talking about how strong people are.
Yeah.
And then when they get dunked on, like they're flat on their back or like
Yeah.
like they got knocked out.
Right.
Like that's not how this works.
That's not how basketball
Yeah,
goes.
and
right?
they keep saying that these are strong players, not great players.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is very like
you
still
can be
kind of
strong as
martial art
hell
based.
Yeah.
and still
Yeah.
be garbage.
So what do you guys? That's pretty much the end of it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like they're I think Kuroko and Kayagami are kind of walking home, and they're just
Yeah.
like,
He put him in a fucking Boston crab.
Yeah.
She put him in a Boston
yeah,
crab.
the Rico, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was how it ended. Is he brings him back to the group, and she's just like, "Are you gonna run off on me?" And she's like, "Yeah, like putting him in the Boston Crab."
So what do you guys think so far? How about you, Rob? How do you feel about this so far? First 5 episodes.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know, it's funny both when it means to be and when it doesn't mean to be. When it doesn't mean to be. I like it. I don't know if let me put it this way. If we didn't have to watch it, I don't think I would keep watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad that I've got another 5 to watch this upcoming week. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Yeah. How about you?
I think it's funny just because, like I said before, the episodes go so fast
Yeah.
that it don't give me enough time to critique it and like hate it. And just like you said, Rob, if something happened today and some crazy anime dropped and it was like, we got to do coverage on that instead, I'd be like, okay. And I probably would never come back to this.
Yeah.
Like, never. And I'd be okay with that. That would never be in the back of my mind nagging me. It's all right. Like,
Yeah.
it's just funny. It's just me playing basketball and loving basketball and watching basketball. It's just like, this is so far away from what basketball really is. And I know you got to overemphasize stuff because it's anime and everything, but still, like, just the fundamentals of basketball, like you were talking about, like, no, where's the shot clock? Where's the timeout is 12 minutes? Like,
there was like that whole thing where they were talking about shit for like at the top of the key for like 30 real time seconds.
yeah. And it was like, bro, what do you like? Why are you talking? He even said, why are you talking to me? Like, why are we talking?
Yeah.
It's a whole conversation. Like, if even putting that aside, it's just like, yo, this is hilarious. I see the audience there. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to know the audience. Remember, y'all picked this,
Right,
so I will say that I agree with you guys. I'm having fun watching it.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go back to it, but it's what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
over because I told people they're like, you're gonna hate it if you're a real basketball fan. Like, I am a real basketball fan. I think we all are in here, right?
But I don't hate it.
Not at all. But I came in here. What it's giving me is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
Over the topness, fun, ridiculousness.
It's funnier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. It's funny. I figured it was gonna be funny because I was like, too many people like this anime for it should just be a pure basketball anime and nothing else surrounds it.
Yeah.
No funniness, no just extraness of it. So like I went on, like I was online and people were just like how they love this anime. So I was just like, all right. Clearly, there's something about this anime that makes people keep wanting to watch. It's not my style, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm super
animation
is
like almost trash.
Yeah,
like,
the animation style is very kind of stiff in a sense. It's like
it's like a step above Dragon Ball Z. Like
like it's a clean image. It's definitely like a nice quality image.
Yeah.
But I mean, the animation itself is very choppy.
Yeah. Very choppy.
And a lot of stills.
Yeah, a lot of stills. So. First 5 episodes. Did we say we were gonna give our ratings for the first 5 episodes or just afterwards?
Yeah, I think we did.
So, first 5 episodes right now, I give it like a 4,500 out of 9,000, maybe 5,000.
And I didn't even know we were doing like 45s, 48s until we were in the chat. And that chat is lit. Shout out to our chat that we got going.
It's funny. That chat wasn't meant for that. That chat was just to get people to vote for the anime.
Yeah.
And then it turned into an actual chat where people just did. Because I was going to close it down.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, we might as well leave it open, let the fans keep joining in, and just have some fun. Yeah.
So if you're not in the chat, you're listening, get into the chat or find us on Instagram so we can put you in the chat. We don't even talk that much in the chat, but we interject every now and again.
Yeah. I'm sure the chat's going to be, I'm sure in the next, I'll give the chat a month. It's going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be lit.
It's already pretty crazy. Like, over this weekend, it was just like, boop, boop. I'm like, I had no disrespect to anybody in the chat. I had to mute that.
Yeah, of course.
No, of course.
100%.
Yeah. I'm probably going to mute it also, but I am going to be going inside and watching and listening. And somebody accidentally called us on the chat. Y'all didn't pick up. But
really?
We got, I forgot what thing it was me and Sir Spectacular, I think. We got called. We're like, what the fuck is happening right now? It was like a FaceTime call between 3 people.
Oh, no.
And we were like, what? We're getting out of here, bro. Like,
that's funny.
We're getting the fuck out of here.
But y'all saw each other?
Yeah, we saw each other.
That's so funny.
So ridiculous.
But it is a good chat. It is a good chat.
That's
good
hilarious.
Stuff going on
Go ahead, Rob.
I'm about where you're at. I would say I was in that same range. Like, I'm going to give this a 4,500 right now. And, mostly because it's not necessarily my style, but I'm having a good time watching it.
Okay.
I think it could go up.
Okay. Ice.
I'm gonna get a 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's fair for all of us. We want to know what you guys think, the fans. Y'all chose this,
right?
All right. So first 5 episodes, what is y'all rating out of a 9,000? Remember that. So let us know in the comment section on any of our social media platforms. And we'll continue with next week. We'll continue with episodes 6 through 10. And this is it's fun. It's not necessarily the greatest, but it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
And so drop your social media stuff.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ice.
You got it, Rap. Saw you, dog.
All right.
I mean, because he started, so I didn't want
we both started. I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
RV Danger 44 on Twitter. RV Danger on Instagram.
Go ahead.
The eye exam, THEIYEXAM, and I'm back. Yes, I'll be here for all of the episodes.
Yes.
I'm back.
Keenan Baker on everything. Also follow my What's the Hook podcast, man, because I got another podcast, Slice of Life podcast. Follow that too. And we thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of AnimeSHUN. We out.
And so anime was solved forever.